You all were ready to just hop on into the game. That's delightful. Gone ahead and started us off with the role-playing game. We're getting back on in with a short little one-shot adventure, as it were, a short little introduction, rather, to kind of a quest here, kind of a new campaign. So actually, the main thing I wanted to give you guys a big old recap as well of your characters'
Nice.
adventures previously, just so you guys, it's been a while. This campaign started over a year ago, so uh, and we took a break to do some one shots and everything, so now we're getting back into it. Um, but yes, the beginning of this recap, you fled the Pine Grove through the vast burning woods after being healed and winning a tournament, in your case, Tredicor. Um, yes, you flee this raid at the Pine Grove in the in the pine forest near the Ashen Woods after Abraham was separated from your crew, uh, and you guys kind of battled with the dark elves of Errigold as you guys escaped through the burning forests. You eventually did make it back to Jordantown. One of the freed slaves from Ozar with the Knight Corps, who had previously been rescued, was actually impaled by a monster. You guys held a funeral for him in Jordan. Abraham never made it back to Jordan. So you may know Abraham, the knight commander of the Knights of the Word. He never made it back to Jordan. So Kor was very upset about this and went off to find reinforcements, as it were, in the east. And you guys remained in Jordan for a time, have some adventures. He was not back yet. In the meantime, you traveled to Rondell. You cannot enter Iron Haven due to the locked gates during this time. There were some crimes in the city. You traveled to Lawnrell on a quest, delivering some strange substances for someone Lorna seemed to know at the basically the tavern in Rondo. Um, so yeah, on your way, you actually encountered a sea serpent who beseeched you to cleanse the lake in exchange for sparing your lives. Um, you speak to the wise men by the lake, Tridicor, and you become the emissaries of the Lord of Jordan, Tarian the Brave, who gives you a note to enter Iron Haven. Nevertheless, you delve into the strange goblin cave on behest of the townsfolk to eventually save the younglings. You also find a hidden passage into Iron Haven in the Elwood near Rondell, I believe, which remains with a strange note you find down there. You find also through a long passage into the Sixth Church of the Word a strange dragon's egg in a bed of embers. You run into Richard as you try to flee through the Church of the Word proper. And Lorna, of course, remembers him, and you guys escape together. You make it back to Jordan, the Ruby Valley Inn, where you meet Skeller, the innkeeper, and stay hidden. You also meet Greg and go on an adventure on behest of the townsfolk and eventually do save the town's children. And an elf from Iron Haven, slaughtering goblins and saving Minnie, and ultimately interrupting some dark ritual by essentially slaughtering all the hobgoblins who you find there. Uh, you become the heroes of the city, along with Greg, who also helped and slayed the goblin Lethnar, who you had faithfully
Honestly,
entrusted to return uh, the human children to town. Uh, he didn't trust the goblin, and thus he slayed him. But he finished the job with you all. You were given the title of the stewards of Elrond the Magistrate of Ironhaven, who is currently acting in capacity as the king, along with the Archpriestess of the Word, the Sixth Church, which Tredicor only saw briefly, but she did not seem very pleasant, an elf at all. You have room in the tower granted by Elrond, the magistrate, however, and you are acting as his private investigators. You have everything you need. Find hot mineral baths, um, delivered by the mages of the word to the towers to fill up the hot baths. You have fine food. There's ragtime jazz music that sounds from the streets and pubs, and you have private bedchambers there, and shops of many kinds in the city. And yeah, all the gold spoils from your adventures to boot. 25 gold coins each, in addition to the other coins you already had. So I've actually counted that. I'll tell you what that is later. But for tonight's purposes, you got a lot of coins. You've got at least 25, which is tons. So, because one coin is like 10 coins in regular D&D. So, it is late autumn. The pear forest is mush, and there is a chill in the air. You guys have rested a long rest for several days now, and you regain all your stat points and everything for this new campaign.
That's nice.
We'll just say you're at your maximum hit dice as well. And just like probably 3. So. Because, you've got a lot of stuff going on. You've probably gotten even some healing potions and stuff at this point. So, anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much the recap. So, it's late autumn. Last we left off, actually, you went to Jordan during kind of the wrap-up adventure to talk to Skeller, the innkeep at the Ruby Valley. And I should mention, by the way, I do want you guys to keep notes and stuff, so you can remember and fulfill your quests. If you don't have some paper, you might want some. And if you have any questions right now about anything, so you can write it down, feel free to ask.
I'm just going through the notebook right now. Let's see. So we're currently we're not in Ironhaven. We're
in Jordan.
Yeah, I was just about to finish that scene there, but yes, correct. Any other questions? I would say importantly for you, Tredicor, Abraham, the commander of the Knights of the Word, was apparently captured, perhaps taken to Ozar. You and Kor assume Kor will be coming back soon, and you guys can go with him to save Abraham and the other Knights of the Word.
On this map, where is Yozer?
Ozar should be. It might not be on your map. It's past the Ashen Wood.
North of Ironhaven or west or east?
West. Yeah, you might see the Ashen Woods.
Well, I see Ironhaven. I see the Elwood.
The other way from the Elwood.
Oh, the Ashen Forest. Oh, yeah, it's not on here. Okay.
Yeah, it's just past the Ashen Forest, basically. Which you guys have had your tussles in, especially you, Tredicor. You had some successful adventures there.
Some.
With Glothorin, I should mention. The elf. Well, I suppose we did mention that before. But yeah, no other questions you guys had? You like an NPC name or something. Okay, cool. I will just go ahead then and finish this off. Last we left off, you were in Jordan town. You went back, actually, to find Richard, Lorna. So you spoke with the innkeep Skeller there, who found a pile of papers for you eventually, with a note from Richard, telling you essentially that he had fled because the acolytes of the Sixth Word were searching for the egg.
Oh.
So you wanted to travel north to Lillville to find Richard, where he said he went, and Lorna did explain this to Tredicor. The Archpriestess is probably searching for the dragon egg that you stole from the temple in Iron Haven, and
And
it was
she's
likely the
literally the worst.
yeah, it was probably like yeah, you probably reason private chambers you were in up there when you came through that passage and kind of mostly shut the door into one of the high-ranking members of the Sixth Church. You remember sneaking through that passage through the Elwood for sure, and leaving the secret entry, then escaping through the church itself. By a happy happenstance, of course, you met Richard. So yeah, so basically you are there. Oh, another part here. Um, I'll just say a kind of reminder of this dream that you guys had. So Tridicor, among your dreams is the thought of the wise men who live at the lake that you met with, cross-legged, speaking to you, giving you the secret tome of Key, and the way of the word that has taught you much in the last few days and weeks, really, about the ways of the ninja monk, which you use to reach new feats of stealth and shadowism, as it were. You may remember. These wise men were saying they want for nothing but to see the agents of the word succeed. And they're praising you, and just patting you on the back and just like nodding. It is morning, and you awaken with the curse of the ashen lung you have flaring up, coughing, but you begin to regain your composure and press on. Lorna, part of your elven visions are misty and haunted by the demonic figure of the archpriestess, your former headmistress, who threatens you as you hide in the shadows. You're tormented by this hag and the dark flames burning. And yeah, that's essentially your dream.
So just nightmares, basically.
Essentially, yes, this priestess. Um, but, also the dark flame, which kind of hurts your eyes, as it were, even as you wake. You
That's
try
why
to turn and run from them. What's that?
that's why I mostly just go into my trance meditate thing because I don't like that dream.
Yes, it even crosses over sometimes uncontrollably as you awaken in like your fevery dark flame sickness that you have. So yeah. Anyway, you guys would have had the choice during some time that passes, a couple days. Would you guys like to stay in Jordan or return to your towers in Iron Haven?
Iron Haven.
Iron Haven.
Yes, both are free to you now for a couple days, so you can stay wherever. Um, Anything you guys would like to describe having done during these days as you were just resting, mostly?
I slept, and I slept, and I got a big neck sore, and yeah, that's all I got.
Kyle, can you center yourself on your camera, by the way? I can't see. You're like off the frame. Because it only shows like the center. It's a little better. You can go farther. But yeah, anything you're doing out there, Lorna? Thanks.
I had some good foods and mostly slept too. I also studied my maps because I'm paranoid about losing them.
Actually, yeah, since you mention it, I do have a map for you guys. You guys have definitely gained access to. I will. I'll show that to you in a moment, I guess. We'll take a break here, and then I'll give it to you when basically our new player joins us soon here. So this should be pretty short. So let's see. Let's see. So
You
yeah,
never
eventually.
know, Kyle.
What's that?
You never know with me and Kyle. We like to do a lot of random stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna railroad you guys. That's exactly right. Okay, so excuse me. So yeah, as you guys are just staying in your tower in your nice rooms over there on the kind of the east side of the city. Eventually, on this day, a cold, clear day, there is a procession of servants who come to request your presence at, just with Elrond, the magistrate, at basically just the tower right over. So there's just some, kind of some, I don't know, I suppose I would say some page boys who come say, yes, Master Elrond, he requests your presence there. Lorna, Tredicor, are you free?
As free as they be.
Jolly good then, come with me.
As you wish.
And you guys just jolly on down the tower there, over to the next tower, over to see Elrond, the magistrate. They're here, sir. Very good then. My ear's falling off. It's not even. That is not Elrond's voice. It's more of a very soft like this. So, but when you come meet him, he essentially says to you, "Very good to see you. I hope you are keeping up well."
As well as we can. We've had many days of rest, and we have been very anxious to see what we can do to help.
Yes.
Nevertheless, as you enter, you recognize his thin, skinny frame, his blue robes, high cheekbones. Like most elves you have seen, exceedingly fair features, almost glowing like a radiant light. Elrond will say to you, please, I need you on an important investigatory mission here. The strange peoples who have migrated into the woods near Lonrel, the Popodocs near the Errigoldian mountains to the southeast, past the hills of Face. A 2 days travel. Reports say that they're a large crew of humans from Farion. They are welcome to stay as long as they do not cause trouble, nor cause any political inconveniences with the Empire. If they intend to live a quiet, honest, and peaceful life, then by all means, leave them be. Otherwise, do as you see fit. And in any case, find your reports back to me. I want to know why they are here, what they plan to do on our king's land, that type of thing. And ensure they do not lie to you, of course. Can you do this? Of course, I'm sure. My trusted steward.
Certainly.
You know the way to Lonrel?
Yes.
Very good. But there is one more thing. This is important. If, like the men of the lake suggests, you find the human princess of crystal, then do as the wise men say and ensure the safety of this lady. And simply you ought to protect her until further notice. Can you do this?
We will protect the Princess of Crystal at all cost.
Yes.
What kind of danger or risks are there towards her, just so we can prepare?
I know not the details. The wise men have favor of the king and my trust, so act in good faith. You may speak with the wise men of the lake. They understand more of this matter, but I trust them. I think it is very important, which is why I've entrusted you. And it is part of one of the old predictions of the rise of a dark mage. So do not delay long on my quest. This is your first priority. Consider it from the king.
Yes, sir.
And of course, report back to me. You may bring some of these humans to parley with me. That would be best, perhaps.
How many are you going to travel with us?
What is this?
You said you would offer some men?
No, I do have something for you. I have a carriage being made up by the men and some horses. I would like you to return some of these newly settled men to parley with me. Should you
It
see
would.
fit, should their story not check out, please report this to me as well. I just want you to investigate the matter of these newly settled humans and nomads near Lonra. And if, as the men of the lake say, you do find the Princess of Crystal, then protect her.
Yes.
As you wish.
Very well. Any other questions?
No?
Will we be paid for this?
Uh, as per usual, your employment here is uh, at the behest of your rooms and all the luxuries of the aristocrat. But perhaps I could see fit to pay you for this. You can make kind of a perception check, or not perception, but rather persuasion.
Okay, I will.
And what do you want to say as well?
I rolled a nat 20, and I want to say it would greatly motivate us and, kind of push things along if we, had our pockets lined a little more. That's just what I want to say. I just want to be real.
I mean, I think he will just like hand you guys both a coin and say, "You have everything as well. I will pay you more when you return." You both get one more coin. um, so, and yeah, you have the promise of another coin when you come back. So, not that you need it, you got free food and dorm here, but it's nice to have some coins. So that makes sense.
Like shiny things.
The only other thing I should report, you traveled with Greg. You will report back to me soon. We've sent a team of city guard to investigate the old mines outside of town, as your party suggested. We will keep you posted on these developments. When you return, I'm sure there'll be developments.
Excellent.
So yes, I should see you in some days then. Um, as I mentioned, there should be a carriage. My men are preparing for you out just downstairs.
Great. We'll go wait there.
Indeed. And yes. By the way, as per usual, one more thing. You could typically parlay with me here or at the Copper Throne at the Pale Castle, but um, this is of utmost importance to me, so bring it directly to me and no one else, of course. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, you guys can head downstairs. You definitely will find that carriage being made up for you just right down in the city. There's definitely like all manner of shops in the town square, and you guys know the way to the exit. Anything you guys would like to do in particular?
I want to do a 12-point inspection on the carriage. I want to make sure
Nice.
the horses are ready. I want to make sure the brakes are there. I want to make sure it's stocked.
I want these
Nice.
horses to have sugar cubes.
Yes.
Sugar cubes. Okay. You can both make perception checks.
20.
11.
Nice. Well, Tredicor, you're definitely able to, tighten some straps, hammer down some extra, resources and such. That you can prepare some rations and whatnot for your journey. Lorena, there's no sugar cubes. Eh, so that's good for you guys overall, though. Anything else you guys would like to do? I guess as you guys make your way out of the city.
Did you find anything wrong with the carriage, Tredicor? Like, did you have to fix
It
anything?
is tip top. The straps are tight. The horses are well. The rations are in place. And yeah, I think I think this carriage ride's gonna be tip top. And I slap the carriage, and I'd be like, "This bad boy will go all the way."
We'll go 10 kilometers. Cool, let's head off. I trust your inspection.
Yeah, definitely. It's a quiet, cold morning. In late autumn, there's definitely crunchy leaves and mushy pears through the town and all manner of humans and elves bustling about. But it's a fairly quiet morning. It's a clear pathway through the town square as you guys make your way out the outer bailey of Iron Haven. And onto the road, you definitely see Poison Lake stretch out to the south in front of you. And you guys head off left towards Rhonda. And, it does take a fair part of the day to actually get to Ronda.
Wait, we're going to Lonrel.
Yeah, so you have to pass through Ronda first, unless you just cut across the lake, which you're not planning to do. So it's past midday by the time you do get near the inn and such. So yeah, I mean, you guys could just take your rest. Might be best, or you could try to just press on through the nights. What do you guys want to do?
I haven't really had great luck. We haven't had great luck, Tredicor. So, if it's all right with you, I'd like to pass the night at the inn.
I concur. I feel like that's best for us.
I guess
just because I know that if we travel at night, we always do run into trouble.
Horrible PTSD from it.
Yeah, you guys have been to the there's kind of this massive feature of Rondell, which is its tavern in church. It's got this chapel section. It kind of looks like a giant chapel, or just like a big chapel rather. Not giant, but there's a cook in there who you spoke with before, and he gave you a job, Lorena, and you guys fulfilled that. So he's pleased with you. He might offer you another job should you like. I'm in good company. As are you, I hope, friend.
Yes, good to see you again.
Yeah, and it's a quiet inn for sure. There's not many people there. Just this chef who Lorna speaks to as you guys enter, and he will offer you guys a room for the night as well. And you guys can make your leave. Anything else you'd want to do really in this time? You want to sleep in the bleachers or?
I'd like to buy me and Kyle a mead to take with us to rest.
Of course. It's on the house, my lady.
Good lad. A friend indeed.
Well,
come see me again soon. I have more work for you.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
What's that?
I said thank you, kind sir.
Yeah, so anything else you guys want to do tonight? You got the better part of the evening, really, but you can just make your rest.
Let's drink the mead and make rest.
Ha!
Yeah.
Buzzer! Oh!
Oh,
well,
wow.
Got actual mead.
Nice. I've got actual
spirit. We're doing making some mead. It's a story. Some honey water for your socks there. I don't know. But yeah, you guys definitely rest there in Rondell. And then, you guys can make your way out in the morning quietly. It's definitely a cold day. Some wind chill, some clouds coming in today as you guys head out south to Lonrel. And, you guys pass kind of the Bay of Poison, better part of the day, through the Hills of Faith. You guys, you go ahead and make a survival check. One of me. Who's going to drive the cart?
Oh, wow.
5.
What's that?
You or me?
I got a 5.
Well, you guys have to pick who's driving.
Kyle should drive.
And I got a 15.
Well,
Actually,
so the way it worked is you tried to drive, Lorna, so you guys have to act that out, and you did a bad job. You guys slowed down for a while, maybe run into the hills of faith a little bit, like, oh, off the road, oh.
No,
He's
I
taking us under these low branches, and it's just hitting Tredicor, so he's just like, please.
No, I'm like white knuckles, like grabbing the end of the carriage, and Lorna is driving, and I'm like, no. I'm taking over.
Oh, that was amazing. And that's exactly what happens. Once Tredicor takes the reins, it's smooth sailing down to Lonrel. And eventually you guys will, it's probably getting later in the evening towards sunset as you guys eventually make it to Lonrel. You find an inn there, and you do see some shady folk standing by the docks in some dark robes. But there's this shallow hawk inn. You guys can stay, and the owner is a human. Say, oh, you need a room. Here you go. Like throws the key at you. Just give us some coins.
We throw a few coppers at them.
Yeah, we're not paying a lot for this crap yet.
I mean, you guys. Okay, the way it works, you don't actually have copper. The lowest you have is 1 gold coin. It's actually worth 10 gold coins. I mean, if you do give him 1 gold, it's like you've got room for a week at least. So you might want to barter.
Can we barter with this man?
You can definitely barter. Most things that cost less than like 1 gold, like that, or you want to barter.
How about this? We give you 1 gold coin if we can have a stay after our return from our trip.
Curse for a coin, can stay as long as you want.
We want food included, and we want our horses tended to.
Fine.
Thank you.
Good job.
Lies down on the floor behind the counter. Can't see him anymore.
He's just
silent.
I'm gonna pound my fist and say, which way to the room?
You just see a finger like that way.
Okay, we'll head that way. I'll head that way.
And yeah, you guys can, go ahead and just put that key in every room you find until you find it. You guys can make some perception checks.
I'm gonna go to the second door we see and just try that one first because I'm suspicious. I don't even think it's gonna be the first door.
I want to do the 7th one since I rolled a 7.
Nice. Oh, wow. Mine. I rolled a 10.
Neither of you found the right door. You guys, I imagine, just like throw the key back and forth. It's like, I'm sure it's this one. Nope. Try a couple more. Eventually you find it. It's room 5. It smells like old socks. And there's 2 beds in there. And you guys can sleep and head out tomorrow. Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, can I get like a well rest?
You can roll for that. Yeah, you guys are doing extra resting. You can both roll for that.
Okay.
Do like I don't know. It's probably a constitution, honestly.
Then that means I got a 4 if it's a constitution.
No, you guys aren't.
Why did I choose such bad constitution? I rolled a 18, but -4. So
I know, literally.
Tredicor, I will give you 1 point of temporary health.
I think I had nightmares because I rolled an 8. Oh, I guess I have a 6 because it's only -2. I don't know.
If you don't know how temporary health works, as soon as you take damage, it will go away. But you have 1 extra temporary health.
Yeah.
You're well rested.
That's good.
Not you, Lorna. You're not well You didn't
It's
rest.
too good to be true.
Just typical meditation. In fact, you're like, ouch, I still got wounds, you're recovering from. You've still got
There's a
sicknesses.
pea under your bed.
There's
True.
there's something scraping along like the wooden. It's not a great rest for you. It's like some bugs crawling around.
Then I'm
But
gonna say, as I wake up, I hope the horses at least slept well. I feel like that's on par for me to say that.
it's great. Well, yeah. I guess without further ado, then you guys head off again into the Hills of Faith down south. Actually, you guys are in Lonrel, so going south, you kind of see the old Golden Mountains to the north. This mountain range that kind of goes, sorry, to the east rather. This mountain range just kind of juts off to the east farther. So you guys kind of see just a couple mountains. There's of course like the blue-green lake reflecting these mountains, and yellow leaves scattered about the hillsides. It's a misty day, and there's a cold wind about. But yeah, you guys make it off into the forest area. In fact, this region is called the Forest of Forget-Me-Nots. There are essentially these massive wildflowers that begin to grow and just become larger as you descend into the hillsides here. Um, you've heard kind of the encampment is this way from the general people in town. Maybe the innkeep kind of pointed you this way. So yeah, you're not really sure where they are though. It's definitely a thick forest of just massive flowers and fantastical, almost like fairies, like the Legend of Zelda, just like lights drifting about. And it is a cold day though. You can maybe see your breath, perhaps, when a cold wind takes over. But yeah, I'll have you guys describe if you want what you're doing as you kind of head out.
As we're on our carriage, we see these magical fairy lights in the dusk of the light of the sun. We get dazzled and distracted. And
True.
yes, we are gazing and pondering life as we go through. I lose track of where my exact direction is with the horses and the carriage, and we just wander deeper and deeper into the forest.
Amazing.
I'm
Sounds
gonna
good.
kind of like come out of the daze and say, this is going by so quickly. I feel like it's been no time at all. Are we almost
Yeah.
there?
And it is probably mornings, by the way, almost maybe noon as you guys enter. I'll have you guys make you could do perception or survival as you guys are trying to find. Essentially, you're trying to locate this encampment. Humans.
No. 16.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, trying to take a look out there, Lorna. How are you doing that?
Do I see any fire? I'm trying to like look through and know if I'm seeing like the fairies or if I'm seeing like smoke from an encampment.
All
No,
right.
you don't see smoke. You don't see like fire necessarily. Oh, you're trying to look for smoke like up above the trees. Yeah, essentially, yeah, I'd say you do find some smoke and you're able to follow that trail as you kind of just peer out across the horizon. And yeah, eventually that does lead you around midday to what you see this large human encampment, basically this large tent, like octagonal, um, like of, orangish tanned hide that is just set out here in the middle of the woods and the forest of forget-me-nots. Yeah, as you guys approach, actually, this large snake slithers past the trail in front of you. Actually, like a very large snake. You guys can maybe roll like a dexterity save. Who's driving? Tredicor. You do. You do the save.
Natural 20.
Oh yeah, you're able to navigate away from the snake. It's just massive through the reeds there or the grasses and the flowers. Do you want to describe that at all?
As I see this massive reptile snake approaching us, I use my steeds to actually trample this thing and get us out of harm's way.
Yes. This snake is searing as it like is chopped into pieces by the hooves and the wheels, and just quickly gives way to silence and flirts of blood behind you as your wheels are now coated in crimson along their circumference, as it were. But yeah, you guys definitely just pull up to this human encampment. You do see one or two kind of nomadic-looking humans in simple clothing. They're kind of dirty. They look like they live off the land, move around. From what you can tell at a glance, there's this boy just wearing a hood really, and kind of green hat. And he says, he kind of waves as you guys approach. Really, you guys want to get off your wagon and go over to the tent, or what?
Did you just ask us to get off our high horse?
Is your horse high? I don't know.
I don't know. We've been walking for hours in there. Yeah.
We
I'll
pull
wait
our
back.
carriage up.
Yeah.
We pull our carriage up and we introduce ourselves in a calm manner.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Or should I say good afternoon? We are weary travelers. We are just wondering where the fellows might be in this woods.
It's like
Maybe-
throws off his cape. Greetings. I am pleased to see you. I think my elder has expected you.
Yes, he must be. Please take us to him.
Yes. Come inside the tent. And he kind of opens the doorway there for you of this, kind of somewhat yellow tent, as it were, there
What
just
do
in
we
the hillsides.
see? I don't want to go in unless I actually see a little bit.
Make a perception check as
Yeah,
you try to
I
peek
was
in
gonna
there.
say, can we do like a saving throw?
I'm scared. Yeah. It's a 15.
Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, mine's like a 9.
As you see in there, you see it looks to be like a modest tent. Inside there's like some wooden logs people sit upon. There seems to be one or two other people inside there. And there's like some glowing as is from a light illuminating the room as well. And you can't fully see beyond, but looks harmless. Looks like there's a couple other people in there. Another maybe druid like this man, this kind of nomadic kind of traveler, as it were, and another person who looks like maybe like a knight. He's got like a little bit of shoulder armor, and they both seem to be huddled around like a small altar, maybe with some candles. There's some glowing light there.
Okay,
Maybe they're
I'll
praying.
go in.
Okay. So since you said altar, can I do a religion check since I have proficiency?
I'm gonna say no because you didn't actually see the altar. Lorna did, but it's also not necessarily an altar. It's just kind of like a glowing light. You see them kneeling beside it, so
Okay.
that's an more apt description. It's not actually an altar. So.
Okay,
Uh,
go in.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go in.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, let's see here.
I'm thinking they look harmless, but I've killed worse.
Yeah, this boy enters the tent behind you, and the flap kind of closes shut. A light glows as it filters through the canvas of the large tent. Inside, you see actually not an altar, but this large floating like crystal of quartz and shimmering sunlight. Two men on either side, the nomad and the knight, are standing beside this stone. This is just a massive crystal. Inside, you see what appears to be a young noble girl, not 18, old and and adorned in a fine, like blue dress, but completely preserved in this crystal, like frozen in pristine umber.
It seems bad to me right away.
Anything you guys want to do?
Welcome. We have been told that we must speak to you. I'm gonna welcome them to their own tent, just to get their attention.
What about you, Tredicor? You doing anything?
So we have been sent here to investigate the human princess of Crystal, and that the men that are in the forgotten what is it? Notes? Forget me nots. Sorry.
Yes. No, you guys are awesome. You've got me chuckling though. Lorena, jeez. Okay. Yet, even as you enter, you see with this massive crystal, a large crack shoots up the center of this floating body of, just like precious stone, as it were, which this girl is inside of. Briefly, I would say, you guys see this massive crack that shoots up. At these two next to it are like, kind of stunned and shaken aback. They were kind of turning around to see what you said as well. But then they hear this audible crack. What are you guys gonna do?
I've seen this before. We need to get her to a doctor.
Make a deception check. I don't think you've seen that before, right?
It's a nat 20.
The two druid, the true like nomadics rather. These boys are like, really? What can we do? And the knight as well is like, please bring one.
We were sent here with a carriage equipped in case she was in trouble, which she clearly is. We'll need your help to load her onto there. We'll just take her back to the doctor and she'll be right as rain.
I'm not sure what we can do. The boy says, and as another crack kind of shoots off, breaking through this crystal.
Imperative.
On the one side, there is a flurry of cracking and shooting crystals that kind of whiz past your faces, as it were, as this crystal seems to shatter apart, and the figure within descends to the ground. And yeah, that is actually, we're gonna take a short break here, and we'll be right back. In, I don't know, you guys want to say 5 minutes?
I'm literally crying. Literally.
Amazing.
5 minutes should be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Are you gonna be bringing Audrey back on?
Yep.
All right, sounds good.